Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Love. I hope you all are doing great. In today's video, like I promised, I will be discussing a brand new indirect route. So we all know that direct flights are banned, and the only option right now I think that is the best for any student or anyone who's looking to travel to Canada are indirect routes. So in today's video, I will be discussing one of the major indirect routes which many students have been following recently and have been coming to Canada successfully. So this route is via Egypt, and in today's video, I will be going in details about this particular route, like the route, airlines, cost, PCR testing, all the stays in different hotels. And fortunately, one of my friends arrived to Canada very recently through this particular route, like a few days ago. So I got a chance to get in touch with him, and I decided to record a video with him to share all of his experience for this particular route, so you guys can get a personal insight of this route and what to expect, and if it's really the route for you or not. So, and if you still have any more questions by the end of the video, guys, feel free to leave them in the comments and I will get back to all of you. And alright, so before I continue today's video, guys, I would like to share a quick word from today's sponsors. So as most of you know, I am a huge fan of Skillshare, and collaborating with such a huge brand name for me as a YouTuber is an honor and a dream come true. But in case you haven't heard about it, and in case you don't know, basically Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creative and curious people like you and me. So basically it has classes and videos on topics like illustrations, design, photography, video, freelancing, and so on, to explore new skills, develop existing passion and interest, and get lost in creativity. So to give you an idea and as an example, so for this month I decided to do a particular course which was Shoot High Quality Videos on an iPhone for Your Brand and Business by Joey Daoud. And it's obvious he's a filmmaker, and it's obvious for me as I shoot almost all of my YouTube videos on my iPhone and I take it very seriously. So I decided to watch this particular course and learn a few techniques just for my YouTube channel, and I really enjoyed watching this and it helped me brush my skills. Like the particulars that I learned in this particular course was about the gears which I can use with my iPhone, the editing techniques, skills, the editing apps, and so on, which I was not even aware about that it was possible on my particular iPhone. So it definitely helped me, and I really enjoyed watching the small lectures about each and every point and technique. So you guys can definitely check that out. One thing that I really love about Skillshare is that it is curated specifically for learning, which means that there are no ads and they're always launching premium classes, so you can stay focused on your studies and follow wherever your creativity takes you. And honestly, what better time than now for us students and learners to explore these creative classes and topics and work on our skills for our own future, and especially in the COVID pandemic, right? And guess what? It's the lucky day for my first 1,000 amazing subscribers. So for those who click on the link in my description, the first 1,000 subscribers gets a free 1-month trial of Skillshare, and you can start exploring your creativity today. Once again, thank you so much Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. And now let's get into today's video and let's connect with my friend and let's talk to him about his route now. I have Angad Bharadwaj with me. First of all, Angad, thank you for joining me for today's video on such a short notice and sharing your experience. Before we begin about sharing your experience, would you like to introduce yourself and tell people about you?
Yeah, sure. Welcome. First of all, I would thank you for having me here. You've helped me a lot. And so my name is Angad, and I'm basic from Sarampur. And here I am in Seneca College. I'm doing an SCM course, Supply Chain Management. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, Angad, and so you traveled via Egypt. So I'll ask you like a few set of questions, and I'll also leave like timestamps in the video so people can like skip to those particular timestamps. So I have like a list prepared, so I'll ask you one each question so you can just answer about those.
Yeah.
So we'll begin with like your route and the date of travel and the airline. So you can mention like this was your route and this was the airline and the date.
Yeah. Okay. So actually, my route was a long one. Actually, so my route started from Delhi. First, I had to go from Delhi to Bombay because my main flight was from Bombay. The route was from Bombay to Muscat, Muscat to Cairo. Then from Cairo, it was to Amsterdam, and Amsterdam to Toronto. And I had a stay for 2 days in Cairo. And my date was from 13th. My Bombay flight was from 13th, and I reached Toronto on 17th.
And what was the airlines that you traveled with?
Yeah, so my airline from Bombay to Cairo was Oman Air, and from Egypt, Cairo to Toronto, it was KLM.
All the way, okay, to KLM.
Yeah.
Right. And if you don't mind, would you like to share how much was the total cost for your route?
So my total cost was 170, including the domestic flight from Delhi to Bombay.
And did it also include like the stay in Cairo?
Yeah, it included everything. The stay in Cairo, the RT-PCR test was also
Everything. Okay.
included.
So 1,70,000, around 1,70,000.
Yeah, along. Yeah,
Okay, okay, that was like the basic info about your route. So now what we can do is, you can start sharing your experience from India, and then slowly we'll proceed what happened in Egypt and then in Canada. The
yeah, sure.
first, so you can start by telling me like what documents did they ask to you in Indian immigration, and like how was the question and answers in India?
Yeah, okay. So my Delhi to Bombay flight was nothing for the domestic flight.
Hmm.
Then from Bombay, my flight was still Muscat first. So I had to go through the Muscat immigration, and they didn't ask much. They just asked me for my offer letter, and like, are you going for the first time? What are you going for? That's it.
Uh,
And I was
did they ask that in India or in Muscat?
in India
In,
going to the immigration.
mhm.
They asked me that,
And anything else
and
like
then
if you were
yeah.
traveling in a break or anything?
No, there was nothing else that was asked. Like it was like most of the people was asked the same question. I had asked even a few other people. So most of them were asked just where are you going and what is your final destination
Hmm.
and why are you going. So that's it.
So that was.
And then in Muscat, we had no immigration, no questions were asked
Mhm.
because it was just a 2.5 hours layover.
Okay.
And after that, we went to Cairo.
Okay.
And in Cairo, we had to go through a small antigen kind of a test. Like when we reached there, we have to go through an antigen kind of a test. It was actually we had to wait for a long time over there. Like it was a 7-8 hours wait for everyone to get tested because it
Wow.
was a 170 people group. So yeah,
How much time
and
did you wait?
sorry,
How much time did you say it was waiting for
it
everyone?
was around 7-8 hours for everyone
For
to get
one
tested.
person? Wow.
Yeah, it was long, and we had no Wi-Fi at the airport. That is the only drawback, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Apart from that, everything was smooth. And if there was some like situations, conditions, like if you come positive in that in that antigen test, then you had to go through a RT-PCR test at the airport itself. But that was a paid one. That was not included in our package. If you come positive, you have to pay $125 USD
Mm-hmm.
to get yourself tested at the airport itself. And in case you come positive over there, then they would take you to the
Yes.
hospital directly from the airport. You were not allowed to go outside then.
And I'm guessing would the student have to pay for the hospital or?
Like in our case, it was like our traveler had what he had done. He had booked some insurance with the Oman Air.
Mm-hmm.
So Oman Air would be bearing our hospital bills in case we get
Wow.
positive.
Like
I
travel
don't know.
insurance?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
a insurance like
Nice.
from the Oman Air.
Do you know the name of the insurance or anything like that?
It was Oman Air Insurance only. We
Mm-hmm.
came to we had a paper. It was like that only.
Right. And you stayed for how many days did you stay in Cairo?
So our stay was kind of a 2 day stay, and
Okay.
like we reached there on 15th,
Mm-hmm.
and we had a flight on 17th
17.
morning.
Did you stay in a hotel?
Yeah, we stayed in a hotel. The hotel was the Oasis.
Oh, this is okay.
It was like an hour drive from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And 1 hour, okay. And how was your experience in the hotel?
the hotel was good. Starting, it was a little food problem with some people
Right.
because they were vegetarians. Like
Mm-hmm.
Cairo is not a vegetarian friendly country, but it was the overall experience was fine. Yeah, there was
Nice.
not much problem.
And did they ask any questions at the airport, like when you arrived in Cairo or when you were leaving Cairo?
Uh, no, there was no questions asked when we arrived in Cairo. But yeah, when we were leaving Cairo again, the immigration process was done. Like where are you going?
Mm-hmm.
What is your reason of going to Canada? And everything was asked. Yeah.
So you answered, and did they create any problem for anyone?
No, I had not seen anyone getting into trouble.
Or okay,
Everything was quite smooth. Yeah.
smooth? And then from Cairo, you said you took a flight to Amsterdam.
Yeah, Amsterdam. It was also 2-3 hours layover,
Okay.
so no questions were asked there. Also, no, it was just a layover, and we were had to wait for the flight.
And how was your experience with KLM? And
The KLM flight was good. We had no problem with KLM. Like people are saying that KLM is doing some problems, but I hadn't
No,
faced any problem.
no. And did you have to book like separate tickets for each leg, or did you book it all together at once?
Like we booked through an agent, so he had booked all the tickets together. Like there were different flights.
Hmm.
Uh, the flight numbers were different, but yeah, it
So
was
you
smooth
got like the
process.
boarding pass in India for all the cities, or in
No, no, no. We got boarding pass in India till Egypt.
till Cairo? Okay.
Yeah, because we had a stay over there. Then
Mhm.
after 2 days, we got till Toronto directly from
From
there.
KLM.
Yeah, from KLM.
Okay. One more question that like people would ask me is like, is transit visa needed for this route?
In Cairo, we had an on-arrival visa.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you
yeah,
didn't
we
have
had
to
an.
like stamp anything from India or anything like that.
No, 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 no. We didn't
And
need to.
what about Amsterdam? Did you need anything for
No,
Amsterdam?
nothing was needed at the Amsterdam airport.
Nice. And okay, so you did that, and then you arrived in Canada, in Toronto. So do you mind like sharing your immigration experience in Toronto? Mainly like what questions did the officer ask?
Yeah, so like it's 2 or 3 times, 2, 3 checks they have
Mm-hmm.
in the airport. First was a security check. There was nothing much questions were asked. Like they just check your passport and your face. They do that, and
Mm-hmm.
then they send you to a second counter where you get yourself your immigration basically.
Right.
That is, and no question, not much questions were asked from me.
And
Seriously, they just asked for my offer letter,
okay.
my enrollment letter, and my fee receipt. That's it.
So enrollment letter is like if you're like currently enrolled in your classes.
Yeah, yeah,
Did
that's
they
it.
check any like grades or anything?
No, nothing. Yeah, they did ask me to show me your online portal. Yeah,
Online portal
no,
on your phone or like
yeah, on your phone. You
okay.
just have to log in and show them that.
Did you
That's it.
also one important question? Did you travel in like a semester break or were your studies going on?
No, no, no. My studies are going on.
Okay,
I
that's why
had
they
traveled.
asked for all of those.
Yeah,
And one other question is like, were you vaccinated when you like arrived in Canada?
yeah. I am fully vaccinated when I came here. Yeah.
So did you
So
get
I
the
was.
quarantine exemption?
Yeah, I was totally exempted from any kind of quarantine. I just had to go through the on arrival test.
Okay.
That's it.
So what documents did you show at the immigration to get the exemption?
I had to show my vaccine certificates, both of them,
Okay.
and they asked me if it was 14 days before, and it was written on the paper, but they asked me that it was 14 days before.
Mhm.
That's it. Nothing else was asked.
And was your like vaccine certificate linked to a passport or like does it
Yeah,
not?
it was. I had linked my both my certificates to passport.
Passport? Did you do it with like the COVID app?
Yeah, I did it with the
With
Coven app.
COVID app? Okay.
Actually, the option came in June, I guess. They had
Hmm.
set up the option that you can link your first certificate also with the passport, and I did that.
And the second two.
Yeah, the second was already linked because when you link the first one
Uh,
with passport, it already it's your second one will be also with the passport.
Okay, and also one more question about the arrive can because in the arrive can it says like you still need to prepare a quarantine plan and a 3-day hotel stay just in case if the officer decides that you're not eligible. So did you like reserve a hotel for 3 days?
No, I had not reserved any hotel. Actually, in the RIPE, the option even didn't come in my case when I had shown the proof in the RIPE, and you also had to,
Mm-hmm.
give your certificates. So the option was not there to book a hotel. They didn't ask for it, and there was no need. But yeah, I had a backup plan in case they ask for me. Where will you be quarantining in quarantine if in case you come positive? I had a mail from my friend
Mm-hmm.
stating that he'll be taking care of all my needs and everything, and the address in that.
But you didn't had any hotel reservation at all,
Yeah, no hotel reservation.
and no one asked an immigration about the hotel reservation or
No,
anything.
no, no, no one asked about it
Okay.
because I was fully vaccinated, so there
Nice.
was no need.
Yes, because actually many people were asking if they should reserve the hotel or not because many of the hotels are like still not refunding the people. So
Yeah,
it's
I know that. That's why I didn't book it because I thought there was no need of it, and
exactly right.
nobody
No,
asked.
exactly. If you're, I think, fully vaccinated from an approved vaccine and has like have like the 14-day gap, then I don't think you
Yeah,
need the
yeah, there
hotel.
was no need. Nobody asked for like you didn't need any. They didn't even ask for the backup plan,
Hmm.
quarantine backup plan, but I
Nothing like
had
that.
one in case they ask.
Okay, and then so yeah, like one of the most important question is like, so what documents did they exactly ask in the immigration and all through like your experience at the airport in Canada?
Yeah, so the documents which are asked from me were the offer letter of the college,
LOA.
your
Okay.
enrollment letters,
Mm-hmm.
the current one. I also had the previous one in case, my first semester one.
Mm-hmm.
I had that. Then they asked for to show me your online portal,
Okay.
to open up the online portal in your mobile phone, and the fee receipt. These were
That's
the
all.
documents that was asked
Did you
from me.
have like GC or what's it, GIC?
I had, but they didn't ask for.
Oh, that's good. And they
Yeah,
checked the arrive can receipt.
yeah, they checked the arrival and receipt, of course.
And then nothing else happened. Nothing significant
Nothing else was
happened.
asked from me. Like it was a very smooth process. Hardly 10 minutes.
Wow,
Hardly it was 10 minutes.
that's good. Okay, yeah, I think that covers pretty much all the information that people need for this particular route. Thanks a
Yeah.
lot for sharing this. At the end, I usually ask people like, since you travel by this route, do you think like it's worth it and like is it safe and a good route for other students if they want to travel by this route?
Yeah, the route is absolutely safe. There is no problem at the with the route.
Mm-hmm.
I would just suggest that the Cairo airport you don't have a Wi-Fi, so you might have to go through some problems over there. But the other things were very smooth. The immigration process was very smooth at Cairo. There was no problems with the route. Just that one point I told you, that is the problem with
So
the
you
route.
would give this route like a thumbs up, like.
Nothing else. Yeah, I would give it a thumbs up in case people, because people are saying that some routes are having problems that I've
Right.
seen. So
Mm-hmm.
that route is smooth, pretty smooth.
All right, nice. Thanks a lot, man. I think it does cover everything. If anyone still have any more questions about this route, they can always leave the comments and I can ask you directly. Or I can also leave your social media if you're okay with it and they can ask you directly, whatever
Yeah,
works.
totally.
But I'll make sure
Okay.
I'll get back to all of you and your questions. And thanks again, Angad, for joining. And thanks a lot, everyone, for watching. Thank you guys for watching, and that was all for today's video, guys. I do hope you find this video useful and helpful, and I hope it clarifies your doubts if you're looking to travel via this particular route. And if it did help, guys, make sure to leave a like to the video. Do subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos. I'll be posting more regularly from now on, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.